Nissan's Z cars, or Z cars if you're an American, well, these guys date all the way back to 1970, at least here in North America. Gearheads and plenty of others know all about them. I'm Jeremy Cato, and this is CatoCarGuy.com. Thanks for watching, and if you have not already subscribed, please do. Now today we're going to look into the past, present, and future of Nissan's legendary Z cars. There is, as you can see here, a new Z on the marketplace for 2023. It's really quite amazing, and we're going to talk about that too. But first, I want to dig into past Zs. It's a great story. The Z shows up on many of the most iconic sports cars of all time lists, which populate the interweb. The Z belongs there alongside Porsche's 911 Turbo from any era, or perhaps the 1967 Shelby GT500. No one overlooks Ferrari's F40 from the 80s and 90s, as well as any generation of Chevrolet's iconic Corvette. Toyota's Supras of the 1990s and early 2000s were all quite amazing too. Now, if I have left out any of your legendary sports car favorites, I'm not trying to insult you. I could also go on and on about Nissan's own Skyline GTR, or Ford's GT, or Lamborghini's Countach. In particular, the 1988 25th Anniversary Edition. As a kid, you might have had a poster of this Countach on your bedroom wall, right beside the F40. I could name plenty more, too. I am particularly fond of the early 1990s 300 ZX. If you want an affordable toy from that era, I found this one from Langley, BC. Asking price, $6,000. I'm betting you can get it for less than that because it's just the normally aspirated 6, not the 300 horsepower twin turbo, which at the time was a mind blower. I love what Car and Driver's Larry Griffin wrote about the Z way back in 1993. He called it a moonshot performance car from the start. The ZX remains a sweetheart to set up house with. It can do things for you that less clever partners cannot. 6 Gs for a working 300 ZX seems like a paltry sum compared to what you might pay for a rare, factory-backed Steve Millen-tuned SMZ 300 ZX with 365 horsepower. This 1995 Millen sold on the website Bring a Trailer for $81,000. For 61 grand or thereabouts, plus fees and taxes of course, you can get the latest version of the Z car, this one I'm driving right now. And if it looks vaguely familiar, it should. This is a nicely worked over 370, which you might recall arrived in 2009. Nissan is calling this one simply the Z, which leads me to believe that this perhaps could be the very last petrol-only Z car we're ever going to see. Nissan has staked its future in battery-only cars, like this one, which starts at about $53,000. What may very well be the last set of its kind is not the stubby-looking thing that the old 370 was. This set is longer, and all the design changes have put a fine point on the traditional long nose, short rear deck classic sports car look. I love what Nissan's designers have done here, and so do plenty of other folks who have been giving me the thumbs up and honking at me on highways and parking lots in my own neighborhood. What's under the hood is equally engaging. Significant power, especially given the price tag. It's a twin-turbo 3-liter V6 that churns up a stunning 400 horsepower. There's so much power here, I had to learn to avoid lighting up the rears for fear of losing the back end. Expect 0 to 100 km/h times around 4.5 seconds. My tester here has a sharp shifting 6-speed manual gearbox, although a 9-speed auto box is available. Manuals are rare now, so playing with the gears here, it's a real treat. From behind the wheel, this Z feels like a throwback to cars that required your attention and rewarded your diligence. The rears can break loose if you don't watch yourself, and the petrol power just keeps coming when you dip into the throttle. I doubt many millennials will like this car because it's not a smartphone, but if you're a boomer or younger, this is magical. The cabin is a bit of a throwback too, especially the 3 gauges at the top of the dashboard, which of course remind us all of the original 240. The sporty seats are excellent. This meaty steering wheel fits your hands perfectly, and the digital gauge cluster is crystal clear. Nissan's infotainment system dates back to the Ice Age, so I am happy to report that syncing with Apple CarPlay or Android Auto is welcome and easy. Kudos to Nissan for giving us a modern/retro Z car that is a delight to drive and to sit in, and is gorgeous to look at. I enjoyed every second with this Z. Driving it made me feel alive, engaged, entertained, and challenged. Current rivals, of course, include Toyota's Current and pricier Supra, Subaru's comparably priced BRZ, and if we're going to stretch, then maybe Chevy's C8 Corvette or Ford's Mustang Mach-1. Well, I've spent a week with this car, and it's had me thinking about classic 240s. This one on Bring a Trailer, a 72 that sold for $23,500, looks quite interesting. It's great to see Nissan keep the spirit of Z alive here in 2023. But if I had to pick between this car and a vintage 240Z, that would be a tough call. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy Cato, and this is CatoCarGuy.com. See you next time.